You might recall a few weeks ago hearing from Daniel Baker from Cheltenham. Now, Daniel has Duchenne muscular dystrophy, a muscle wasting condition for which there's no cure and which often means the end of someone's life when they reach into their 20s. Well, Daniel has lived into his late 30s and also has an applied physics degree and does occasional work, even for NASA. How amazing is that? However, his condition deteriorated a few years ago, which, along with having panic attacks, meant he found it impossible to go outside and therefore spends his days in bed. He explained more about what life is like for him.
Spend most of my time in the bedroom. I have an electric bed, so I can easily sit up and down and just get comfortable, basically. My computer screen in front of me now. To view it, I use a mirror, so I can see it upside down, but my brain pretty much flicks it around for me. Pretty normal kid, really. But then by about 11, my muscles have weakened so much that I need to go in a wheelchair. And after that, they just basically gets worse and worse. I went to a normal school and university. At the end of university, I got pretty ill, and it turned out that I needed a ventilator to help me breathe, because basically my system was getting poisoned. So, but once I got that, it improved a bit again. But since then, the condition hasn't really got that much worse. I mean, it's just a gradual weakening of the muscles, so there's nothing you can do about it. But I mean, just get used to it and cope, really. I do like going out, and I love going out in the countryside and things like that, so it would be great to do that, but if you're limited, you just find something else to do. Basically, just don't give up and do something.
Great spirit there. From Daniel Baker from Cheltenham. The good news is that Daniel's condition has become more manageable now, and he now feels ready to go out again. More from Daniel Baker from Cheltenham to come after 10 here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Also, in the last hour, you heard from Daniel Baker from Cheltenham. Now, Daniel has Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's a muscle wasting condition for which there's no cure and which often means the end of someone's life when they reach their 20s. But Daniel has lived into his late 30s. Also has an applied physics degree and does occasional work for NASA. However, his condition deteriorated a few years ago, which, along with having panic attacks, meant he found it impossible to go outside, so spends his days in bed. Well, the good news is that Daniel's condition has become more manageable, and he now feels ready to go out again. Well, this meant getting a special wheelchair, but as he was unable to get the one he needed from the NHS, he contacted charities for assistance, and then his local community decided to help him too. Well, BBC Radio Gloucestershire's Joe Durrant has been to meet Daniel and his mum, Julia. And the good news today is he's now got the wheelchair.
This year, Mum was talking to some neighbours and encouraging them, and they decided to start some fundraising. Have a little do thing down the community centre, raise a bit of money there, and then somebody saw it in the Echo and arranged for a big meal with Mike Tyndall and basically raised 2,800 there. It's just all snowballed in the last few months, really.
Mm-hmm. Now, you have Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and things for you a couple of years ago got progressively worse, didn't they?
Yeah, panic attacks really got the best of me. I just couldn't go out, and then got in the habit of staying in bed. Yeah, so it's a matter of psyching myself up and getting the idea of getting out again. But we've had a lot of carers and nurses in, and that support helped a lot to push me forwards.
Now, I've got a photo here of the wheelchair, because as you say, money was raised for it, and it arrived a week ago?
2
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about it. I'm looking at a photograph of it here. It looks quite technical. We've got we've got 3 or 4 different types of wheels there, and various other sort of mechanisms like a joystick and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've got a special, very sensitive joystick. Yeah, the wheels are big, well, the centre wheels are nice and big, low pressure for easy going over bumps and things like that. It reclines totally flat, so I can basically rest. It feels like I'm back in bed, so it reduces panic attacks as well. It's got a seat riser as well, so I can go up to high level. Also just tilts as well, which relieves pressure. And yeah, then it's a big chair. Not really much good for indoors, but it's great for getting outdoors.
And that was the main thing, was that you wanted to be able to go back outside. And I mean, the picture here, this is, I assume, just outside the house. What's the hope then, that you'll be able to go a little bit further afield? Yeah,
I mean, we're working up to it. We've gone down to the cricket ground down the road, and it's just getting a bit further each day. As there probably been the next big step to get there, just have a look round, and then eventually, hopefully, be able to get in a van again, and then just go wherever.
What did it feel like the first day when you got the wheelchair and were then able to go out of the house?
It was quite nerve-wracking. I hadn't been for so long, but it was nice to actually just get air on the face and just drive. Just taking the dogs down the road on the bit of grass is brilliant. Just watching them run round, because I haven't been able to do that yet.
Now, tell me just a bit more about the fundraising. You mentioned there was a dinner there with Mike Tyndall. It sounds like the whole of the community has really got together.
And really sort of banded together. I had loads of donations, and even people I know on Facebook saw the article and started donating to me. It was great. Yeah.
How do you feel towards those people? What would you say to them?
Just thank you, really. It's amazing what they've done. I mean, some of them give so much money. It was surprising, because I didn't think anybody would, especially at the moment with nobody having money to spare. And
how much did the wheelchair cost in total?
$9,000 at the moment, but we've still got a few deductions to make to it fees. So at least we got the money for that, and for insurance on top and stuff like that.
Just a question to you, Julia. What did it feel like for you when you got the Daniel got the wheelchair? He went out for the first time. How does it feel from your point of view?
I'm petrified. Him being in the wheelchair and being out, it was wonderful to see, obviously, and I'm so proud of how well he's done in it straight away. I mean, he was up and I'm getting out. But it's pretty scary watching him, because I'm not in control anymore. He's actually in control himself, which he likes. But it's scary when you're watching it. And I think I might actually end up losing weight, because he won't stay in. So he keeps getting me to go out with him, and then he gets up to a faster speed, so I'm actually jogging along. He was only on the 3rd speed, and I was having to run at the side of him till we got to the corner, and I said, "You're on your own." That was enough. But no, he's done remarkably well to actually do it, and it's big thanks to absolutely everybody that has been involved in any way with it, because without that he wouldn't have his chair and his independence back.
And it's such a big step, isn't it, when you've been in a situation where you haven't been out for a very long time. Making those first few steps can be the hardest thing to do.
Yes, it was like bringing all the panics back. I mean, when he started with the panics, we stopped doing everything that caused panic attacks, which is why he ended up, I'm not going out, I'm staying in my bed, I'm safe. But then he's got the confidence up that he's going to try it, and then we had the problems getting the chair, and then finally, with everybody coming together, he's got the chair, and it's once again, oh my God, I've got to go out. But he'd mastered it. He started having a bit of a funny turn on the first time he was in it, but he reclined it, which was the whole idea, like being in bed, and he got over it and carried on and didn't give up, just straight out.
Brilliant.
A little bit further each time. So
great.
I'm just so happy for him and for everybody else that's helped.
Well, it's BBC Radio Gloucestershire's Joe Durrant talking to Daniel Baker and his mum Julia at the home in Cheltenham about the wheelchair. that Daniel now has, which means he can leave his home after a couple of years of being confined to his bed. Daniel suffers from Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It is BBC Radio Gloucestershire at 10:25 with Dominic Cottrell on the morning show.